Yo, man, this is Alex, man. I want to ask my man Jay Rich a question, man. So, everybody talking about Pat. We know he can hoop. We know he can do all that. He got the freshest gear in South Bend, you
True.
dig?
That's true.
But you know what? Tell us the real Pat Magely, the man behind the coach. Tell us.
I mean, just from seeing Pat just walking down the street, man, he's like a tall, 6'7" white dude. He's dressed in all the latest Jordan gear. You know what I'm saying? He's been interracially married for 38 years. And people would look at that and see like, oh man, he's trying to fit in, he's trying to be black, or some people even call him he's out of his time. But I think he's exactly in his time, but he's exactly what we need in this generation. Pat is just like the father of many fathers. Like through Heroes Camp, he's raised many sons that are even a father to me, even as my father is absent in my life right now, or not available to provide for me like that. So I mean, he's been a father of fathers, and he's just an awesome guy, and he's just really what God is calling for, what God is looking for in this time and hour.
Okay, this is Langston. Jordan, can you expound upon how Pat is a father figure to many African American males in the community?
It's kind of crazy because, like, again, Pat is white, and he's really understood how to cross the racial boundary. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, how does he know how to father black kids? He's a white guy. Well, what we've come to develop and what we look at as Pat, it's not as a skin color anymore. We've come to look at this skin color as just like nothing. This is nothing. It's all about the heart. It's all about the mind.
Yeah.
And so what he's really done is he's really humbled himself actually to be able to study the race of black people and to really be able to understand black people and how to care for black people. He was raised on the north side of South Bend. That was back in that day. He went to LaSalle. That was a heavily populated black school.
Yeah.
I mean, you really had to learn how to survive to even go to that school. A lot of my family attended that school. And so I know from personal experience that was a rough school. And so just being around black people and really learn how to study and really learn how to be around and love and coexist without offending black people, that's how he does it, I believe.
So what can you tell me what inspires you the most about Pat and all that he does, all that he does, and everybody else?
Well, like, I think what inspires me the most about Pat is just like to maybe want to be like him one day. It's just the fact that he's 56, 57 now, and I mean, he still hoop, he still play ball, he's still able. He may be 57, but he says he's 50-17, and he truly is. I mean, he's truly like a 17-year-old kid, because he knows how to be 17 and then 57. He knows how to relate all across the board. He knows how to laugh and have fun.
Yeah.
But then about the things about God, he knows how to be serious. And even things about God, you still need to learn how to have fun. He often says that's the thing that kids these days don't have enough of is fun. Because we're having to grow up so fast, we don't know what fun is anymore. Our fun has been tainted. So I believe that's what inspires me the most about him, that he's a real person. He's real. He's not fake. He's not some religious scholar trying to be like, you can't do this, you can't do this. He's a real person, and he really cares, and it shows through his character all the time.
Hey, so, like, for real, I know this is kind of at the last minute, but I want us to each tell how Pat Magely and the staff has fathered us in the quickest way we can. All right? Langston, you go.
I mean, Pat Magely has always been a father to me. I grew up without my father, but like unlike many other people who are at Heroes Camp, my story isn't exactly the same. I mean, my dad was there at childbirth. He didn't go to jail, or he's not away from my family. I still talk to my father. I still meet him every now and then. But yeah, Pat has always been a father to me. When my mom couldn't do some things for me, he could. So I mean, yeah, Pat has always been a father to me, and I really appreciate that.
Jay Rich.
When I came to the camp, like I said, I think the biggest way the Heroes Camp has touched me was just I was overweight. I was unhappy. I lost 50 pounds like within the year that I stepped into Heroes Camp, and so along with that, it it changed my life. It gave me so much more self-esteem. I was lacking self-esteem. I was going around hurting and didn't know how to relate to anybody. Didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. So I think that's the way that Pat helped me into being. He made me step into my real sonship, and so that's what I really appreciate about Pat.
Got this.
Pat, he understands my heart. Like he understands me more than what my family more than my family understands me. Is what I feel. And that's really big. To me. And like he encourages me. To not look at the past and but to move forward. And that's the most, and that's the main thing that we all have to do. And he understands my heart, and I understand his heart. And, that's all.
Yeah.
Alex.
Hey man, for me, man, it was like, I tried to fit in, and I ran with the wrong crowd for a minute, and I did all these crazy things, but the thing was, my mind just wouldn't, like, I didn't know how to articulate what I was thinking. So me kept on thinking and kept on doing it, and like still frustrated at the world and mad at the world because of experiences and situations I was in. You know what I'm saying? I met Pat about 2-3 years ago, and the way he was talking sounded like me. The way he stood off to himself looked like me. You know what I'm saying? So besides that he's a white guy, he's 6'7", I'm only 6 foot. Man, this cat is like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm 17 years old, and I'm out here, and I love being me now, cause I know me is unique. And in showing that, he showed me his fathership, showed me how that is so a blessing to everybody else, cause now everybody's like, people are looking up to me now. And I know I can give people advice because my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? I call it supernatural thinking, but everybody has it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just the first one to claim it. Alright, that's how you inspired me.
Peace.
Peace. You see, he trying to end it with a quote, though. I ought to get back on the camera, don't you?